Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to episode 19 of Live from the Ley Line. You'll notice in the beginning of this one, we fumble over what episode it is because at the end of the day, it got hard to count after 10. All right. That's only the amount of fingers I have. So from here on out, it's going to be difficult, but we will prevail nonetheless. While we do that, what we need you folks to do, you need to go give us 5 stars, a 5-star review with some nice words or some mean words. It doesn't matter. Just give us those 5 stars. We're fiends for the 5-star. Come on now. All right. That's all I'm going to waste your time with. Please do that. Get Patreon still running hot. Get the stickers. You guys know what the deal is. All right. Enjoy this one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the moment you've all been waiting for.
Yes,
It's
sir.
episode fucking 19, right? 19?
19 or 20.
I think it's 19. We're not quite to 20 yet. Episode 19 of Live from the Ley Line, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, you're right. You're right.
Welcome. I'm your host, Cameron Porter, and with me as always, my boy Avery Newitt. Avery,
Yes, sir.
how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Good. Fucking big news lately.
Oh yeah.
Big
All
shit
sorts of
going
shit.
on.
Yep. Well, I guess before we get into anything, we can talk about what we've been going through the last couple fucking week or so. How's your week been?
Oh, good, man. Just
Good.
grinding real estate.
Hell
You?
yeah. Just been working, fucking hanging out. I went and saw Oppenheimer.
Oh, you saw that one?
Oh, it was good, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It was very good. Yeah, I saw that movie. Just been hanging out, playing video
Yeah.
games, doing conspiracy research.
Same. Yeah.
You know what it's all about.
No, I definitely got to see that. It got great reviews.
It was so good. It's been a long time since I've seen like a really good movie.
Yeah.
And like a new concept, something that's not like a rerun or like a Marvel
Okay.
movie, something I've seen before. It was so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
It
last
was
night I took the girl to go see Barbie.
nice. How was that? I heard really good things about that as well.
Um, it was the way I would describe it is it was cute. It
Okay.
was very cute. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's for kids.
Yeah.
I thought it would be more like they throw some adult content in there, but it's for kids.
That's
So
probably for the adults to stay so that they want to
right,
even bring their kids. They have to do that. I mean, have you ever seen
right,
Shrek? There's so
totally.
much in there, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. So yeah, it's about
Um,
as good as you'd imagine.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, there was like a funny craze going on. They called it Barbenheimer.
Oh yeah,
I don't know
like
if you
you
saw
gotta pick
anything about
one.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, I
That's
saw a funny
awesome.
meme. It was like a guy, you know, those like split outfits where there's a guy and a girl.
Yeah.
There was like one and it was like all Barbie dolled up. And then the other one like looked like Oppenheimer. You know, he was
Yeah.
like wearing that old school outfit. And it
Oh
was like
yeah.
when you got to see both in the same day. Oh, yeah.
Totally.
There's some good memes coming out of that. But nonetheless, it was a good movie. They focused a lot on like his personal life
Yeah.
and the relationships that he had. He had like an affair with this communist lady.
Oh wow.
She was like part of the Communist Party here in America, and they
Wow.
would like he met up and slept with her, and just there's all sorts of like affairs. Kind of a spoiler alert, but not really.
It's
I mean,
fine.
if you did any research about his life, you know it happened.
Right.
Um, Great movie though. Christopher Nolan, dude, he's such a good director. He did all the
So
Batmans,
good.
the old Batman, the fucking Dark Knight. Oh man, he's so good. His ability to
So
create
good.
this suspense out of these like normal situations, and then it like your heart rate gets going.
Yeah.
You're like, what's about to happen?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn, I gotta see it now.
it's good. It's good. Um, but sorry, that was a tangent. I just wanted to talk about it because I've been thinking about it heavy the last couple weeks,
Yeah, no
or like
worries.
last week or so since I watched it.
No, I
But
want to see it now.
um, it kind of ties into the topic we're going to go into today because I want
Yeah,
to talk about UFOs and aliens and
of
alien
course.
disclosure.
Of course.
But a lot of theories come out saying that the nuclear explosion, that Trinity test, the first time they set any nuclear bombs off, that almost sent out like a beacon, some sort of
Right.
frequency through the universe. And that's why there started to be an immense amount of alien activity reported right after that
Right.
and in subsequent years. Because that test was
Makes
in 1945, right?
yeah.
Yeah. And so
Yeah, it
like right
makes
after that was Roswell.
yep. Makes perfect sense because every supposed report of alien contact, like people who actually communicate with them in the government and stuff, the stuff that gets leaked, it's always like the aliens are reaching out to us because we're too dangerous with nuclear power and stuff like
Yep.
that.
Yep.
So that
Trying
would
to
make
make
perfect
deals.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But I just thought that was interesting. Like during all this disclosure is happening, then they tell you the Trinity bombing, tell you about that and the whole
Yeah.
backstory of that. And yeah, it was a good movie. At the very end, it got a little confusing. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
They went into this trial with Strauss, something Strauss. I can't remember his first name,
Yeah.
but he was played by Robert Downey Jr. as his character, and it's just he was like basically trying to um smear the name of Oppenheimer with
Yeah.
this little trial thing, and it got a little confusing, but it was probably just have to watch it again.
Shit, man. Yeah. I need to
Yeah.
go see it.
Yes, and we both have our homework. I need to go see Sound of Freedom still.
Oh, yeah.
I've been a slacker, bro.
All good.
If I need to, allegedly, actually, I'm not gonna do this, but if I have to, I will. I'll like torrent it or something.
Yeah.
I'll find it somehow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not with a VPN, not on a Tor browser. That's
Right.
not how you do it.
Right.
Don't do that, everybody.
No,
Uh,
yeah, like I said, it's just really powerful. It doesn't go as deep as I wanted it to.
yeah, I don't think you can really,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially if they're gonna green light it for cinemas across the nation, and
You're
they gave it a
right.
PG-13 rating.
Yeah. You're
So
right. We did go over that. Like obviously
mhm.
they can't do too much without just completely getting blacklisted, but
Yeah, before we
uh
get into what we're gonna get into today, do you want to talk a bit about the Sound of Freedom? I've been hearing some conspiracies about it.
so the conspiracies that I know about it is the fact that the gentleman who plays Tim Bellard
Mm-hmm.
or whatever his name
Jim
is,
Caviezel.
yeah, he also plays Christ and stuff.
Yep.
I've seen some conspiracies that he's just a complete white knight and that he's totally a pedophile and he's real tight with the Pope and
Yeah.
the the Pope who's a profound pedophile.
Yeah.
Um, I've seen a lot of stuff like that. I've seen that also Tim Bellard himself was a pedophile and his way of getting out was exposing it. I've seen some really shitty
Interesting.
stuff all around it. But I would
Interesting.
say that the point of the movie is still powerful enough to kind of get past that, you know?
Right. Right.
Not get past it. I mean, if he is, fuck him. But like the movie itself,
Getting that
you know?
message out. If that's how the
Yeah.
message has to get out, then so
Yeah.
be it.
Yep.
Um,
What about
interesting.
you?
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I've been hearing some conspiracy theories about this guy, Tim Ballard.
Yeah.
So he was a part of Homeland Security
Yep.
for many years. And then he decided to break off from Homeland Security and gain funding for his own Underground Railroad
Yep.
project.
Yep.
And what I was hearing from this guy, he was on Tinfoil Hat. He was just on there. I'll get his name, but I'll keep talking while I'm finding it. But this guy was essentially saying that Tim Ballard created this organization in conjunction with people like the Finders Club. Are you familiar with the Finders Club?
Yeah.
To traffic children
Yeah.
under the guise of saving trafficked children.
Okay.
Which I mean, it's a tale as old as time. They do that same thing. It's like the investigator will become part of the cartel so that one hand's washing the other. The
Yeah.
cartel's getting away with shit. The investigator's not getting his family killed.
Okay. See, so yeah, I mean, it could be really sticky and hard because the way they explain it is that he he basically had to pose as one, and he even opened an island in work with other pedophiles to bring kids in so that he could rescue those kids and then arrest the pedophiles. So it could
Mm,
get real sticky. It's like, was it all a plan, or like did he know he was gonna get caught and kind of roll with it? Like,
right. Well,
I
and
know
you
what you
you
mean.
do have to play that kind of game
Yeah,
to catch the people at that game.
yeah,
It's like the cops can't just go arrest some drug dealer. They need to become a customer or
yeah,
become a seller themselves, integrate with the community, get the trust from the community, and then find the perfect time to strike.
yeah.
And I think that might have been what the situation was. The guy's name was Michael Malice.
Okay. That's a
He was on
familiar name.
Yeah, he was on number 692 with
Yeah.
Tinfoil Hat. It was called The White Pill. It was a great episode.
Hell yeah.
I watch every episode religiously. That's my
Of
shit.
course, of course.
That's where I get a lot of my inspiration, shamelessly, is
Yeah.
from Tinfoil Hat.
Yeah.
Um, but he was just essentially saying, and he's been researching this since way before this movie was ever even written about
Yeah.
or produced. And he was putting out that, like, dude, the Underground Railroad is not what it seems.
Yeah.
And then it comes out with this movie, and he's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was just cool to see that perspective. He's not somebody that's just coming into it. Oh, wow, now it's a subject. Now there's a movie. It's like he's known about this for
Right.
like a decade or more. But I thought that was compelling.
Yeah.
Uh,
Unfortunate.
and of course, the truth isn't on, the left or the right. It's somewhere in the middle always,
Always.
which makes it difficult. You can never really sniff out the whole truth.
Yeah.
But that's why we fucking debate it.
Yep.
Either way, yeah, I just wanted to go into that a little bit because that's what
Yeah.
I've been learning about him. And
Yeah.
it made me a little skeptical. And also, did you hear any of those theories that they were like suppressing it in movie theaters? Like they were making the theaters warm on
Yeah.
purpose and
Oh, I've seen all that shit,
keeping
man.
the
It'd be
lights
like,
on.
yeah, leave the lights on. They'd be like, oh, the AC doesn't work in this one theater room,
The other
this
ones
one
work.
screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw them walk through spraying chemicals that apparently smelled horrible. Yeah.
Could you imagine you're just trying to watch a movie and somebody's got the lights on, it's hot, and they're smelling farts, like spraying fart spray?
Right. Right.
It's like, dude, can I
Some
just watch the movie?
Yeah. Some people would go online to buy tickets and they would say it was sold out and they would show up and there's no one there. Like crazy shit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just weird. It seemed like they were trying to do, viewer suppression on this movie. And the fact that it
100%.
took like 4 different studios declining it and then Disney shelving it
Yep.
for Angel to finally buy it and release it.
Yep.
And it's like, isn't it's like a limited screening as well? I haven't really seen much advertising at all other than from my conspiracy friends.
No, absolutely. And like, I'll look right now, see if it's even still in theaters. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
It's just such a weird thing because those are the kind of subjects that really should be pushed. Things like Barbie, and of course they have an incredible marketing team behind them pushing these things.
Yeah.
So I guess you could either blame it on the fact that it's being suppressed, or it could also be explained away by saying, well, look, they just don't have the kind of money to market like Barbie does.
Right.
That's why you heard about Barbie and you didn't hear about this movie.
Totally.
Yeah,
I guess it is still in theaters over here. So,
yeah.
but yeah, it was supposed to be limited screening for sure.
That's what I had heard, is that it was going to be limited and go see it. Go see it. Another weird thing though for me that I think is, it always gets me a little afraid when they tell you to like tell other people. But on the
Yeah.
website for the movie, they tell you to buy tickets for 4 other people.
Yeah.
They specify that.
Yeah, at the end of the movie, they put up a QR code so that you can scan it and buy tickets for other people who may not have enough money to go see it and stuff.
See, that sounds culty as fuck to me. It sounds like some
Yeah.
Jehovah's Witness movie ass magic.
Right, right.
But maybe they're doing a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm so beaten and battered,
Yeah,
and so now I have no trust.
totally. Yeah. Yeah, definitely go see it and tell me what you really think about it.
Yes, I want to. Is it scary?
Yeah.
Should I bring my girl to cuddle? Get scared?
Yeah, she should
Okay.
see it too. Yeah.
We should all see it. Should I bring the baby?
Yeah. Implanted in her memory now.
Oh God. It's such a terrible first memory. Imagine that's what you remember first, is your parents took you to a child trafficking movie.
Yep, yep.
Oh Lord.
Shit, man.
Oh Lord. Well, you heard it here, folks. You need to go watch the movie.
Yeah.
Regardless of if it's a cult or not.
Yeah.
All right, now into the deeper shit, Avery.
Yep.
Now we're going from the kiddie pool to like the middle of the pool. We're not in the
Yep.
deep end yet.
Yep.
We're still learning how to swim, but
Yeah.
we like to be able to touch.
Yeah. At least jump.
Yeah. God. I have been doing all sorts of diving into conspiracies about aliens and the
Yeah.
alien disclosure that's going on.
Yep.
And for me, I think we've had this conversation a couple times, but I'm very skeptical
Oh
because
God.
it just seems like it's too much right away. I used to want to believe And it seems like, I'm not the only one that has these kind of thoughts. Like even the people that were like really hard believers are now being like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Why is everybody coming so forward with all this information
Yep.
now? Why now instead of before? And so I don't know. I just get into this, and maybe I'm too skeptical for my own good. Maybe I should just let a good thing be a good thing.
Right.
But it seems like this is a coordinated disclosure for a certain
100%.
agenda.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So for
yeah.
people
What are your
that don't
thoughts?
know, they just held a hearing, not a hearing, but a meeting in Congress, and I can't
All
remember
of
the
those are
gentleman's
framed
name.
just like a hearing, though. It all
Oh
seems
yeah.
like a court. There's all sorts of old people sitting around.
Yes. Yes. And I don't even know what the whole ordeal was about, but they have this high-ranking general, and they basically just are asking him like straight up, does the United States military have access to UFOs? And he goes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And they go, what about bodies? Have you recovered bodies? And the word he uses is, yes, we do have biologics.
Yeah,
Um,
he was so vague. I fucking hated that.
yeah,
Just speak clearly, man.
yeah.
I hated
But
that point. He was like, "Yes, we have recovered biologics," and
yeah.
then she's like, she doesn't even know how to respond. She's like, "Okay, were they human biologics?"
And he goes, no. Yeah.
Yeah. Why
So
can't you
that
just? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's what's got everyone in a craze right now. I'm sure everyone's seen it, but we have officially, even though people have known about it for forever, we've officially confirmed aliens.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, like you said, of course there's all kinds of bullshit with it. They can confirm this stuff, but they can't show the proof because it's classified. So why are they leaking it in the first place?
Right.
You know? It just yeah. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you have to say, and then I'll give my final thoughts on it because you know me, you know what I think it is.
Yeah. Well, my hot take on what I think this is, um, personally, I think aliens in general, I think that they're going to be used by this new world order that's taken us over
Yeah,
as uh, a threat, a global threat
yep,
that unites us planetarily.
yep,
So we all become an alliance against this extraterrestrial threat.
exactly.
And I mean, God, you saw what they did to COVID. That was it's like the same kind of deal.
Oh
It's
yeah,
they're using this and it was real. Okay, YouTube. That's beside the point.
yeah,
Whether it was or not, what they used it to shut down the entire world.
yep,
They had almost the whole world. There was a couple gangsters that held off,
yeah,
like Florida,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
almost the entire world was under this threat. And I would say the world unified in a big way
yeah,
under this threat. And this is what the global elites want. They want to push us into these fear bubbles so that we all get under the umbrella together and they can control us all much easier.
yep,
Um,
exactly right. Yep,
that's what I think about aliens. Whether they're real or not, that's beside the point. I think
yeah,
that's what it's going to be used for.
yeah,
And I guess it's not beside the point because it'd be pretty cool to know the aliens are real. And I
right.
believe, honestly, I believe they are.
Yeah,
I've done a lot of research today. This morning, I put in hours of looking at witness accounts, witness testimonies, watching videos. I watched Moment of Contact about Varginha, all these different accounts, and it has me thinking that there is at least something
yeah,
to it.
oh yeah,
They're not human,
yeah. So
and they're
the
sorry. Go
only
ahead.
different no, yeah, the only difference for me is I don't believe that they're extraterrestrial beings from some random spot in our everlasting infinite galaxy.
Right.
I think they're just interdimensional demons. That's just all that. That's the only difference
They're
for me
freaking
is
interdimensional demons.
yeah. Like they're obviously there and shit, but I don't think that they're little green people. I think they are demons. But
Yes.
but nonetheless, all that shit, that we're gonna talk about in your notes and stuff, all the sightings and all that shit, it's obviously real.
Yep.
It's there.
Correct.
It's just I don't think that's what it is, but that's beside the point.
It
Just
is.
wanted to
And
throw that out there.
what I've been learning as well, especially with like this dark arts occult stuff and this like Satan worship type stuff, whether you believe it's real or not doesn't matter. The people that
Yes.
practice it do believe it's real and it works for them.
Right.
They keep doing it for a reason.
Right.
So I think there's some truth to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know what to get off of it. Let's start delving into the notes.
Yeah.
Um, so this morning when I woke up, I watched the 2023 documentary on Hulu, the one they like just came out with called UFOs. And that one was pretty interesting. It's about the fucking like the dude J. Allen Hynek and the UFO experience. He like collected a bunch of these witness testimonies, and that was like one of the biggest things they had. That was back in like the 70s, 73 or whatever. And it was this big resource that was like some actual that like got the scientific community's attention, because essentially what was happening is the US government had programs with the Air Force studying this kind of shit.
Yeah.
Which was Blue Book. That was Project Blue Book, where they would study
Okay.
these kind of things. But they came out with the Bollinger Memo, which basically they like talked about everything that they had learned and all the different testimonies and accounts they had, and they said, we don't really think that it's worth the government's money to keep researching this. We should turn it over to private sector. Was essentially all it was. And so they stopped researching it, the government,
Yeah.
And then this dude, Hynek, started coming out with stuff, and it started getting the scientific community's attention again, because it was written off like a bit of a hoax when the US Air Force stopped looking at it,
Right.
And I think that maybe was on purpose. I think they wanted to suppress this kind of knowledge. They don't want people to know, because they even tell you in Men in Black, they're like, humans are fickle, scared creatures.
Yeah.
You can't tell them paradigm shifting things, or they scatter.
Right.
You got to keep
Right.
their reality tight and or not malleable. Fucking what's the word for it? Just set in place, not
Yeah.
movable.
Yeah.
But essentially, with that, the whole docuseries, it was a 4-part, and they were going into all these different hearings that they did and all this research that these people had done and different accounts, and they went into a lot of like new age naval pilots having evidence of this once they did like an upgrade of their tech,
Did they
and
talk about the Tic Tac UFO in that one?
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. And so, yeah, they talk about the Tic Tac shape, the cigar shape. And then they also have what they described as a black cube
Oh yeah.
in a translucent sphere. And I don't know if you know where I'm going with black cube, but back in the old days, there was the religion of the Black Star, and that was symbolized by this cube. That star is a cube looked at from the side,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, that's a whole other tangent. But either way, it's just that like sparked my eye. I was like, what did they just say? And there's a fucking black cube flying through the sky.
Right.
But they were just talking about all this different disclosure. They had some hearings, and then these two, like, it was like the deputy information dude for the Air Force, and then the guy from the Navy came and did a hearing and basically just deflected perfectly. It didn't say shit about anything. And so all this work that these people put in was just, it was like, well, you had your hearing, nothing came of it.
Yeah.
And then they find out that the CIA has been having these black book operations for years, and they have all this information, but they won't disclose it to the UFO community, as is normal, course of action with any other research. You share with your peers what you have. Unless you're in a war, you share what you have.
Yeah.
And which obviously means there must be in a war with something.
Right.
What it sounded like to me.
Right. Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Always. Yeah. Yeah, it just ties into basically what we've been saying. Like they've known for forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like shit's been getting recovered for the longest time, but Yeah, Blue Book, is that what you said it was?
Yeah, Operation Blue Book.
What's Blue Beam?
Um, it's something because I had the same thought.
Yeah,
I should have done the research beforehand. But
well, it's all good.
from my understanding, I'm pretty sure that Blue Beam was an attempt to use alien, basically false flags to scare the public,
Oh, okay.
control an agenda. I
Yeah.
think that was like the CIA document.
Yeah.
I think it's Operation Blue Beam.
Yeah. But no, yeah, that the one that I'm super familiar with is same thing. They actually brought the pilots into like a hearing and they talk about the Tic Tac UFO as they call it because it was a small white Tic Tac shaped UFO. And just the shit they say is incredible. Just it was so precise in its movement. It would
Mhm.
move from one part of the sky to the next in a straight line instantaneously. And it
Yeah,
would
defying
turn and
physics.
zigzag and um yeah, just the way the pilots describe it is fascinating.
And with no obvious propulsion direction
No, zero. Yeah.
or wings,
Yeah.
and it completely disregarded the laws of physics and
Yep.
aviation as we know them.
Yep.
Um, it's very compelling stuff. So it was called Project Bluebeam, um, what we were just talking about, and it was essentially a plan to install a totalitarian government through by destroying religion and installing New Age beliefs.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what Project Bluebeam is,
Yep.
which ties right into this because if there's aliens, is there a God? Right there, the
Right.
question can start being asked, and the scientific community completely disregards a God. I think,
Yeah. Obviously.
you know,
Yeah.
and it seems like they're trying to do what the Luciferian principle is, which is become a god yourself.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing at CERN. That's why they're trying to find all these like the building blocks of molecules and atoms because they want to know what makes it so that they can make it. They
Yeah.
want to be God.
Yeah.
And
CERN
they,
is so funny, bro. Their
you know,
HQ is located on the throne of Satan.
yes, that's how
You
it's
know
described
that?
in the Bible. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the one place referenced for where Satan sat.
Of course. And they want to fucking collide atoms, bro.
Dude, it's because people don't want to believe it, but the highest levels, that's what these people believe. They didn't do that
Yeah.
on accident. It didn't
No.
just so happen that the one place where they're tearing these dimensional portals and letting demons in is in the seat of Satan,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
But that's a whole episode entirely. We should go into CERN one day.
Yeah.
There's a lot. They could talk about CERN and the Mandela effect
Yeah.
and all sorts of shit.
Because if demons just came through and portrayed themselves as demons, that pretty much confirms God,
Correct.
you know? So they would definitely come through and be a fucking alien, a little
Yeah.
gray person.
Yeah. I completely
Here's
agree.
another thought I actually had. Um, I want to hear your thoughts. These aliens are so advanced that they're making crafts that don't use thermal expulsion to fly. They use anti-gravity matter or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
How
Yeah,
the fuck are they crashing
electromagnetics.
on Earth? How does a UFO crash? You know? How do you
Maybe.
shoot it?
So I think, and I just had this thought while you're asking. I've never thought about this before,
Yeah.
but maybe we're affecting Earth's electromagnetic field so much with all the rays we're emitting into the atmosphere that
Yeah,
it's fucking up their flying. They used
I
to be able to fly
guess.
here no problem. And now they fly over a city and they get hit with that 5G wave and their fucking ship rattles.
Yeah. And they don't detect it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I agree. If they're
Yeah.
so advanced, how are they getting caught?
Yeah.
Or if they're so advanced, why are they even here themselves?
Yeah.
That's another theory is that they're just drones. That they're
Right.
those little tic tac shapes. They're just these alien drones that they're sending,
Yeah, that would make sense.
and that's
What
why because the big worry they have about them moving at the speeds they are is it would kill any host in there
Yeah.
pretty quickly.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe there's just not a host. Maybe it's just like an AI
100%.
robot.
Yeah. That also makes perfect sense. Because how would they, no matter the technology, what would they do in the chamber to keep your body from just ripping
Yeah,
out from the force?
your guts just going through
Just,
your
yeah,
spine.
it would shake your body so bad. Yeah,
God,
man. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still right there with you on the. I just It's just so hard for me to really believe. I
Me
don't.
too.
I don't fucking believe in aliens. I don't.
I
But
feel like I've read these testimonies, and I think these people did see what they saw.
yeah,
Ooh, throwing in a little Zen Meister.
always, man. Forgot.
Yes,
I haven't done it in a
sir.
while. Sponsored by Zen.
Sponsored by Zen, baby. Thomas
Not sponsored by
Jefferson.
Zen, but they should.
They should. They should. Because we're good people. I've never even tried Zen. If
Yeah.
Zen sponsors us, I'll try Zen.
Well, you're off the nicotine, aren't you?
I smoke blunts.
Okay, so technically, whatever, but
Yeah,
you don't rip on a pen all day or anything. Yeah,
no,
anyways,
sir.
you'd like it, but the first one that you pop in is gonna make you spin.
Oh, I bet.
I'll be
I
right back.
bet. I bet. Yeah, I've dipped I've dipped in the past. Um, just like threw a lip in every once in a while, but it's never been subsequent times in a row. And so,
Yeah,
I never have a good time doing it. I always get sick, end
yeah,
up spitting or whatever.
yeah, yeah.
But sorry for that little ad break, folks. Uh, An ad break we don't get paid for yet, but we'll get there one day, dude.
Yeah.
That'll be such a good feeling.
Oh yeah.
Fucking sorry, hang on for just a little tangent, like a little
Yeah.
commercial break in our dark, twisted episode of Aliens and Demons.
Yeah.
Um, Today I applied for a new hosting for
Oh, that's right.
rss.com. And so like I think they're gonna accept, I'm sure, and we get like 6 months free to try it out. And I'm pretty sure they offer like multiple different podcasts that you can do on there. Um, Dude, I'm excited. It's gonna be cool. I
Yeah.
think they put it out for us, and there might be opportunities for affiliate promotions,
Yeah.
and then we can start getting a little something on the side for it. Just enough
Oh,
to cover cost would be so sick.
oh, dude. And then it'd be awesome to just have random people want to come and talk to us too, you know?
Fuck yeah. Yes, I can't wait. Yeah, we got to just make sure we find the right people. I don't want to have no goober butt on here.
No, yeah. When I said that, I meant like I hope we get some like I want to talk to a Sasquatch enthusiast,
Yes.
you know, some shit like
Yes.
that. That'd be awesome.
Oh, it'd be the best. That would be the best. All right, folks. Commercial's over. Back to aliens.
Yeah. So you want to get into what'd you write down? Some of your favorite sightings and stuff?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I took down a bunch of different sightings that I liked, and mind you, these are off of Wikipedia,
Yeah.
but it's a good resource. They were all I fact checked all of them, folks,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
there was just some really cool ones, like the the first sighting that was ever in America that was ever documented was in 1639.
Wow.
Yeah, it was this guy John Winthrop. He was the governor of Massachusetts Bay Colony. It's called a
Oh,
colony.
damn.
Isn't that sick?
Yeah.
The Massachusetts Bay Colony.
Holy
And
fuck.
yeah, he wrote down that one of his countrymen saw like a little like flashing ball of light above him, going back and forth between him and his like homestead, which
Yeah.
was like 2 miles away, but he could see it in the air, like darting back and forth.
Wow.
And that's what he wrote down. I just thought that was cool.
That's really cool. Yeah.
1639.
1639.
Yeah. And so some other notable ones, I just have them in like chronological order. I figure that'll be the easiest way to go about it, and some we'll spend more time on than others. But
Yeah.
I've also got some pictures for everybody, for people that are watching, and I'll share
Damn,
my
so we were still
screen.
a British colony.
Yeah, isn't that
That's
crazy?
insane. Yeah.
I love that. Um, but yeah, so the first one that I got written down after that is 1942. It's
Yeah.
the Battle of Los Angeles. You ever heard of this?
Oh yeah.
And so essentially, just months after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, U.S. radar stations picked up on unidentified aerial objects above Los Angeles. And so they started shining spotlights in the sky, and they started firing into the sky
Yeah.
and just like erupted the sky.
Yeah.
And yeah, let me pull up some pictures here. Let's do, how do we do this? Screen. All right, perfect. You see me?
Yep.
All right, cool. So I got a couple. This is like a little clipping from it.
Rages over Los Angeles.
Yeah. There's another one.
Wow.
And then yeah, that's what it apparently was looking like. They had these like all these lights converging, And I'm not sure if this
Wow.
is a real picture, or if it's an artist rendition, but it's very cool to think about.
Yeah. They're all like,
Um,
it's right there.
yeah, get him. Uh, but I thought that was pretty cool,
Yeah.
you know. Um, Very interesting. I know there's a movie called Battle for Los Angeles,
Yeah.
and I've never seen it, but
I've seen it. Yeah. That
a
one's
lot of those
more
pictures
just,
came up.
yeah. That one's total invasion. I think it's got
Yeah,
The Rock in it.
badass. All right, I'll
Yeah.
have to watch it for The Rock. All right. And then the next one I've got is in 1947 on June 21st. It's called the Maury Island Incident. Did you
Oh
ever hear
shit.
about this? This was in
Not this
Seattle.
one. Uh-uh.
So, I guess this guy, Fred Chrisman, mailed an account from employee Harold A. Dahl, along with a cigar box of metal wreckage, to this guy, Raymond A. Palmer, who had previously published the Shaver mystery stories. I don't know what those are, but
Yeah.
he published them. And shit, where was I? Oh, so this dude, his name Dahl, the same last name as like Roald Dahl. You ever read those
Yeah.
books, Glass Elevator and shit? So he claimed that his dog was killed and his son was injured by debris in an encounter with 6 flying donut-shaped saucers.
Wow.
Yeah. And, you know, he also reported that he was subsequently threatened by men in black figures, he claims.
Of course.
That like these dudes showed up afterwards and like, hey, shut up. Don't talk about that. Nothing happened to you,
Yeah.
you know? And yeah, I thought that one was pretty compelling. The Men
Oh
in
yeah.
Black part got me. I was like, oh shit.
Always
The Men
them,
in
bro.
Black. We need to do some like a whole episode on that
Yeah.
because the Men in Black are such an interesting and terrifying concept.
Right.
You know, people that just live with no memory of them whatsoever,
Yeah.
and they just go around taking care of business on Earth.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Okay, the next one I've got is also in 1947 on July 8th, and this is the Roswell incident.
Okay.
Yeah, man, this one was big. Essentially, I don't need to read my notes for this one. The Roswell incident was this event where there was a bunch of witnesses, so many witness testimonials. It was like the whole town saw it.
Yeah.
And it was this craft that came and crashed. And essentially there was like these beings that were recovered and taken right to what was the name of Area 51 before it was that? There was like a covert
It
name that
was
doesn't
some
have the
other shit.
stigma that it has now. I can't
Yeah.
remember, but they took it there and the debris and all of it, and then they started releasing all these publications saying, "Oh, it was weather balloons.
Yeah.
There was a weather balloon that crashed. Don't worry about it. It's weather balloons, you know." And then in 1978, Jesse Marcel, the Army officer who originally wrote up the fact that it was a weather balloon and like all that evidence,
Yeah.
said that he lied and that he was told to lie, essentially.
Yeah.
And so that one is just so compelling. And I want to go to Roswell so bad because the town plays into it, apparently.
Oh yeah.
Every street light's a fucking UFO, and it's
Oh
just
yeah.
everything's UFO. And I think
They
that's
ran
so
with it.
cool. Yeah. Why wouldn't you? That's a
Of
tourist
course.
destination for sure.
Yeah.
But a very interesting tangent that I want to go on really quick with Roswell is that that happened in New Mexico. And a similar thing that happened in New Mexico was Jack Parsons and Aleister Crowley were doing this, like essentially like portal opening. They were trying to evoke beings in the desert of New Mexico using dark ritualistic magic. And you know, correlation isn't causation, but I very well think that they might have opened a portal in that desert that alien, you know, we said before, they very well could be demons. I think they're interdimensional demons.
Yeah.
And it comes through this portal and crashes right there,
Crazy. Yeah,
you
listen to
know.
this real quick.
Yeah.
The correct names for the facility are Homey Airport and Groom Lake.
Groom Lake, that's what I've heard.
Though the name Area 51 was used in a CIA document from the Vietnam War. Wow.
Interesting.
So also, oh, a real quick side note. pertains right to this. I guess this whole alien leak thing is 51 years after Area 51 was like deemed Area 51.
Mm,
So there's always symbolism behind it, bro.
what's the
Crazy.
5-1 mean? I know 5 and 1 equals 6.
Yeah. If you start doing shit like that.
And 6, I mean, essentially, like a lot of the people that study the Old Testament believe in gematria,
Oh yeah.
which is the Hebrew practice of assigning numerical values to letters and adding up and getting the values for words.
Yeah.
You know, like a very famous one is God and love in ancient Hebrew have the same numerical value,
Yeah.
you know. Fuck, I lost my train of thought.
No, you're fine.
Gematria.
Yeah. There's always
Oh, Area 51.
yeah,
Oh, I
there's
went on a
always some
stupid tangent.
weird
That's why I lost the train of thought.
no, you're fine. There's always some weird number number coding for everything that they do as well. Yeah. You're
Yeah,
right on point. But no, sorry, I was just looking that up while you were talking. Yeah, that's insane. It makes
it's
sense.
it's interesting. It's interesting. I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna go on a whole rabbit hole
Yeah.
about why it's called Area 51.
Yeah.
Um, yes. So Roswell is just a very interesting event. That was like one of the main alien things that I was getting into when I was getting into my conspiracy shit. I was going
Yeah.
balls deep in Roswell. I thought it was so interesting. And there's like, I'm pretty sure it's fake video now. I almost know for a fact, but back in the day, I thought it was real. But it was this video of like an alien autopsy. You ever seen
Yeah.
that? It's like the black and white alien autopsy video.
Yes.
I don't think it's real, but God, that video freaked me out when I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
God, it freaked me out.
Yep.
Oh, that was good shit. But yeah, Roswell was a good one, man. The next
There's the
one that I have,
guy. Yeah, go ahead.
this one is super famous. I'm sure anybody in the UFO community knows about this or anybody that's ever even heard about it. But in 1961, Betty and Barney Hill got abducted.
Yeah.
And they were like one of the first abduction stories, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, while driving home, they observed a light move through the sky and land ahead of them. And the husband, Barney, said that against his will, he turned his car down a side road and towards the light, and he couldn't help himself. He
Yeah.
was being drawn to this light, which is a very interesting thing because in the next one we talk about Travis Walton, and it's the
Yeah.
same thing. He felt compelled to go towards this light.
Wow.
Um, and that's where he found 6 small humanoid beings waited for him. They were like, I guess, outside the craft in this light waiting for him.
Yeah.
And that Betty Hill reported that they inserted a needle through her navel, among other vaguely like or other. Yeah, I don't know why I wrote it down like that, but among other vague medical procedures.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, they like did all sorts of shit. They like went in and got. They asked them to come into the sphere and get
Yeah.
worked on. Like, come here, can we work on you? Can we examine you? I guess is the better word.
Yeah.
Um, that's such a terrifying thing to think about. Fucking
Oh yeah.
dude, a needle in your belly button.
Yeah.
Oh, that's some alien shit. I'll
I
tell you
hate
that.
that. I
That
hate
freaks
that.
me out.
Yeah.
Needles freak me out.
I don't like
Uh,
the belly button.
no, fuck no. You
Feels
ever like
so
you ever press your
yeah.
belly button too hard and you gotta
Yeah, yeah.
pee?
Or you like poke it and it like sends a weird sensation into you. Yeah, I
Yeah, you
hate
feel
that.
it in your middle.
Yeah. In your middle region.
I feel that right in my midriff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God. But I thought that was a pretty interesting one, and it's the first abduction account that we have and it's not the first abduction account ever, but in English publications in
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
And the next one I have written down is Travis Walton, and we've talked about this a little bit. But in 1975, on November 5th, Travis Walton was abducted,
Yeah.
and he disappeared for 5 days.
Yeah.
He was up. He was a lumberjack, and they were up getting timber, and they were working, and I think there was 5 people, including him, in this truck, and they were driving back. It was dark, They're driving down this dirt road, coming back from whatever site they were cutting at, and they see this light in the sky, this bright ass blue light, and they see it like kind of approaching and getting closer and approaching, and then the guy in the truck stops, and he's like, I don't know what that is, and then Travis feels compelled to get out, and so he
Yeah.
gets out and starts running towards this light, like as fast as he can. It's ridiculous. I don't know why he did that. It's stupid.
Yeah.
That's some white people shit. I'll tell you that much. Getting out of the
100%.
car and running.
Yep.
But I've got this image here. This is like an artist rendition, obviously, but it shows what it would have looked like. He
Yeah.
runs towards this light in the sky, and it zaps him with this blue beam.
Damn.
And there's 4 witness accounts that say he gets hit with this beam, essentially.
Yeah.
You know, and he's down there laying on the floor, and he's hurt. Like it's probably zapped the life out of him.
Yeah.
You know, and he's damaged, and the truck takes off, and they're like, fuck that. They're getting out of Dodge. You know,
Yeah.
they're running, and they get down the road, and the guys are like, you can't just leave him.
Yeah.
You can't just leave him there. He got hit. So they start driving back, and he's not there.
Yeah.
He had disappeared, meaning the ship had taken him.
Yeah.
And this is what the movie Fire in the Sky is based on.
Yeah.
There's a whole movie about it, and the abduction scene's terrifying,
Right.
creepy.
Yeah.
A lot creepier than I think it was for Travis. I think they played it up for Hollywood.
Right.
It was a different, probably still just as terrifying, but different. They played it up for like a horror movie.
Right.
You know, but essentially what he recounts is that he wakes up in this ship and he's damaged, he's hurt, and they like repair him a little. They're like trying to repair him when he is awake.
Yeah.
And he like reaches over and grabs one, and he says he feels it.
Yeah.
And he says it felt like slimy, but like not. He had a hard time describing it, what the skin felt like, but he was like, it wasn't quite skin, you know.
Right.
And he like pushed it, and he said it was light. It was like an aluminum frame. It just fell back.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't have a lot of muscle mass, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And which is a cool tangent to go on, because a lot of theories about these aliens, you know, and a lot of these like cryptozoologists who come up with different types of aliens, there's a type that are called the Greys.
Yeah.
Who they believe to be these like dwindled there's a couple, the jury's still out on what they really think they are, but some think that they're these dwindled, devolved versions of humans.
Yes.
And you know, that's why they would have no muscles, because they don't fucking need muscles.
Yeah.
They have long fingers for pressing buttons. That's it. That's all they need.
Yep. Big heads because you're smart, and
exactly, to contain
you don't
all your
need to do
information.
anything. Yeah.
You're always out in space, so you have natural sunglasses.
That's all you gotta do. Yeah.
God, be such a terrible life.
Yeah.
You're
I like
a
those
little
theories.
bit more than a computer.
Yeah. I like those theories. They make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah. But he essentially has this run in with these aliens. He feels it, pushes it, and then he rolls off the table, and he said, I think he grabs like I don't even know, some little piece of metal.
Yeah.
And he's like wielding it, like threatening to like hit him, you know?
Yeah.
And I can't remember what happens after that, but either way, he just has this terrifying interaction with these aliens. He wakes up in their ship, and he's ready to throw. I just always commended him for being such a badass.
Yeah.
Travis woke up in the alien ship and was like on his feet with a weapon, like some Rambo shit.
Oh yeah.
You know? Yeah, I love that story. And I love his podcast with Joe Rogan.
Uh-huh.
He did too. And awesome. Fucking fantastic.
Yeah. In the movie, they're like they have him covered in like a translucent sheet, don't they?
Oh, it's so creepy. Yeah. And like
Yeah.
the eye thing like opens his eye, and it
Yeah.
like fills it with liquid, and then it pours out, and then the needle comes down.
Yeah.
I mean, like it starts extending, and the
Ugh.
needles start pushing down. I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
It was
No
terrifying.
thanks.
It was kind of interesting. In the movie, they showed the aliens as like these testicle monster, like little penis looking things.
Weird
They're
little things.
gross. They were gross looking. They looked like some uncircumcised schmeckles.
Yep.
I'll tell you that much.
Exactly.
And they would put on these suits, and that's how they would look like aliens. Remember when he like kicks the mask off? Like it comes over and it's got that like mask
Yeah.
with the eyes, but then
Yeah.
he kicks it and it knocks the mask off. You know, that was a cool concept. I never thought about them like wearing that as a helmet, and that's just their helmet.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It goes deep, but witness accounts like that make you think. It's like, well, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
What is going on? And you know what? I think that leads a lot of credence to your idea about them being demons is that ultimately demons are trying to inhabit a human form so that they can ascend back to the kingdom of God.
Right.
That's the ultimate goal for a demon. That's all they're doing. They're trying to ascend back to the kingdom of God, not to be with God, but to take over the kingdom of God.
Right.
Um, and so part of that, what that takes, because humans are such divine beings, you can't corrupt their body with that evil soul. It just kills the body,
Yeah.
kills the body immediately. But if they can degrade our body enough and they can take away that divinity, I think
Yeah.
then they can inhabit the body and just long enough to crest past the experience and get to heaven,
Yeah.
you know? Um,
Well, to that
that's just,
point,
yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
right to that point about the demon thing, I think it's a great segue into probably the last big story that I definitely want to talk about before we finish.
Yeah.
And we didn't watch the movie, unfortunately, but I watched the whole Joe Rogan episode. Horrible with names. I don't know his name. Do you know it?
James Fox,
Yeah.
the director.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so, or I don't know if that's him, but
Are you talking
the,
about Virginia?
yeah,
Yeah.
the big recent one in
Mm-hmm.
Brazil or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Yeah, so that one is another situation where like a whole school saw this crash
Yep.
and these two females go out to try and see what's going on or whatever,
Yep.
and they come in contact with something and they immediately fall ill.
Mm.
And so the being escapes and the military is immediately called in. And the guy in Joe Rogan's podcast, what'd you say his name was?
James Fox.
James Fox. He's
Yeah.
apparently involved. He's like there. And
Oh,
these two
maybe it
soldiers,
was a different guy that Joe had. Did he have maybe was it a white guy?
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
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 And so these two soldiers are driving to the call, and there goes the alien running across the road. So without skipping a beat, they stop the car, and one guy gets out and grabs it with his bare hands, and
Mm.
they throw it in the car and they take it to a hospital, and they immediately start running X-rays on it. They basically force this doctor to perform these things.
Right. Well, and then they
And
take the X-rays. They don't even let him verify them.
yes,
He
yeah,
does the X-rays and he doesn't get to see them. They
yeah,
take the X-rays.
yeah. And so after that point, obviously it gets totally Men in Blacked.
Mm-hmm.
No one has much information after that, but big takeaways from it was the soldier who touched the alien with his bare hands died of horrible radiation poisoning
Well, it was an infection.
or an infection.
It was a
Yeah.
viral infection that they'd never seen, and
Yeah.
that his immune system it basically nuked his body.
I think he died in like a matter of days.
Yeah, I think it was like a week after he was
Yeah.
dead,
Yep.
which is crazy. Yeah, I just
And
watched the movie this morning, dude. It's a wild case.
yeah. And another huge point that I really like to point out is the fact that all they could really remember was how bad it smelled. And it
Mm.
actually smelled so bad that they had to like close off an entire section of the hospital so that they could run um defumigate it. And apparently it like didn't work very well and it still stinks to this day there.
Oh, I want to go smell it.
Yeah, right. And so what I was getting at is that runs into my theory as well because demons smell of rotting flesh. They smell horrible. And so I assume probably if you directly touch a demon, I assume it would probably kill your ass too, you know?
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of weird stuff with that. Why
Wow.
do they stink so bad? Because they're pure evil, you know?
Yeah.
Crazy
Oh my
shit.
God. See,
But
that's
yeah,
compelling. That's
I
so
gotta watch
cool.
that fucking movie, dude.
Dude, it's so good.
Guy wrote a book on it too.
It's so compelling. The witness testimony too, because he talks to the three girls that saw it.
Yeah,
They were like walking through because they were at school and they were walking through this empty lot. And I think it was right after school. They were like walking home from school
that's right.
and they were like walking through this lot and they see this creature and it's huddled by a wall.
Yes. Okay. Yep.
I've got a picture of it.
Exact story that I'm talking about. Yep.
And they see this creature huddled by the wall, and they draw this.
Yep.
This is the picture they drew of the creature.
Yep.
And so this is very compelling. The red eyes, and they mentioned 3 ridges. This one has dots, but they mentioned them as ridges across the back of the head. And she was mentioning in the documentary that these aliens, or this alien in particular, looked like it was hurt, and it looked like the sun was hurting it. It looked like it couldn't be in the sun. Its skin hurt. Excuse me. And the heat was killing it.
Yeah.
And so it was huddled in the shadow of this wall, you know?
Yeah.
And the youngest of them, I think she was like 11 or something at the time, she was looking at it, and it turned and looked at her.
Yeah.
With these red eyes. And that's when she ran. She fucking took off. And the red eyes is very indicative of a demon, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? But I guess not too much so, because I feel like they can take whatever physical form. They're on that kind of level where the physical form is malleable for them.
Yeah.
But what they are spiritually is not.
Right.
And but either way, yeah, these girls had this encounter with the thing, and there was this guy that the guy James Fox went and interviewed. So he went to Virginia, and he talked to all these people. He talked to the girls. He talked to the guy that had seen it crash. He was like a delivery guy or something. He was like working, and he saw it come crashing. He said it was a little bit smaller than a school bus, and it was like a cigar shape.
Yeah.
And it came and it hit, and he saw it hit, and he he went over there, and he saw the area all covered with shit.
Yeah.
And so they called the firemen, because that's who you call when there's something going on.
Right.
The police are more for like people, like someone's dying.
Yeah.
Firemen are like, there's something going on, you know, wild animal firemen, things like that.
Yeah.
And so they show up, and they catch this fucking creature. It's like you're saying, it was like running away as they're pulling around, and they see it, and they're like, oh shit. And they throw a net on him. But one of them picks it, because there was an injured one and a not injured one. There was multiple creatures.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And the injured one, the guy picks up and brings. But the other one that they captured, I'm pretty sure that was just gone with the wind to the U.S. Air Force. Because that was the other thing, is the U.S. Air Force got there almost immediately and was like, give us everything.
Yeah.
We'll collect all this. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, which is so weird. Why do we have our fucking hands in other parts of the world having shit going on?
Yeah.
You know, a very interesting tangent, something that I noticed and drew the connection. I don't know if you've seen Rick and Morty.
Yeah, of course.
But there's an episode in, I'm pretty sure it's season 3. You know, the episode where he like fights with the president?
Yeah.
Where he like they're beating each other up in the yard at the end.
Yes.
But at the beginning, it's like a race to go contact the new alien species in Brazil.
Yeah.
Or Peru, or wherever it is. It's in South America. And I just thought that was like such an interesting little like sprinkle that they gave us. Like, look, America's got their hands in all the alien shit. You know?
Yeah.
It was just kind of cool.
Side tangent as well. That episode is awesome. I love how he's like, I'm not leaving until you take a selfie with Morty.
Yeah.
And he ends up just killing everybody.
I love it. Well, and then he's like,
you touch me, like, I promise you will die.
And he's like getting the psychology up on him, and he's like, well, then I guess we're not leaving. And then the president's like, exactly. And he's like, wait, no, you are leaving.
Yeah.
Like they just get into this like that's great. That's a great show, by the way.
Oh yeah.
It's too bad that old boy got caught with some charges. I think his name's Dan Harmon, right? Is that the guy that did it? It's not Matt Groening.
Yeah, so the other one then, yeah.
Okay. Either way, the guy, I think it was like kidnapping charges and
it
wasn't kid shit though, right?
I think it was. It was leaked DMs of him, sending nudie pics to kids and stuff like that.
Man.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
See.
And it was the voice of Rick as well. So
I know.
Sucks. Yeah.
Don't remind me. But either way, back to Varginha.
Yeah.
It was one of these military officers, um, something Cherese was his name. I can't remember his first name, but his last name was Cherese. And he was the one that handled this creature
Yeah.
and immediately started getting these terrible infections all in his body
Yeah.
and just couldn't recover. It was something his body had never seen before.
Yeah.
And they take the creature to the hospital, and they're running all these tests, and almost immediately military shows up and starts coordinating all the tests. Like, no,
Uh-huh.
nope, nope, you do this, you do that. Don't look right there.
Yeah.
You do this, partitioning off. And it was sealed almost as quickly as it happened,
Yeah.
very
Oh
quickly.
yeah.
But the town still plays into, or not plays into it, but they like acknowledge it, share one more time. Maybe not one more time, maybe a couple more times. Um, but this is like in their town square.
Yep.
So they've fully accepted it. It's part of their culture. They don't deny it. This is another rendition of what the alien would have looked like in the box they took it in.
Crazy.
Yeah, with the red eyes. I found this kind of cool resource. I think it was on like cryptozoology.com. It's blurry
Yeah.
as shit, but you can read it good on there. But it just tells you the whole story about
Yeah.
the viral infection right here.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a cool website too. They got it on all the cryptids, Mothman, all of them. But the Varginha case is extremely compelling
Oh yeah.
because regardless of what anybody thinks it is something that is not human and it's being hidden from us
Yeah.
on purpose for some reason.
Yeah.
It's
What's the movie
compelling
called?
stuff.
First Contact?
Moment of contact.
Moment of Contact.
Yeah. Everybody needs to watch it. It's free. You literally don't even have to make an account on Tubi. Just go to tubi.com and press play and it
Okay.
will play. It's so
Awesome.
easy. I didn't even
Awesome.
realize how easy it was until I tried.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty nice. Um, yeah, I've got a couple more here, dude. This one was pretty cool. It happened, a little bit before Varginha, like 10 years or so. But it's called the Night of UFOs in Brazil. It was in 1986. But radar and visual contacts were made with these like brightly colored, fast moving crafts.
Wow.
And so Mirage, what do they call them? Mirage 2000 and F5 fighters were dispatched. Or what do they call that? Scrambled. I like that word.
Scrambled.
Yeah. I want to start saying that at work.
Yeah.
I've been scrambled to this location.
Yeah.
uh, um, but yeah, so essentially they were just chasing these crafts, and the crafts were said to reach Mach 15
Oh wow.
in comparison to the speed of the fighters.
Yeah.
They were going Mach 15.
Yeah.
And just for reference, what do our fighters go like Mach 3 now?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
fastest ones.
Yep.
So, and Mach, for people that don't know, it's the speed of sound.
Yep.
So Mach 15 means 15 times the speed of sound.
Yep.
Which is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
In our atmosphere, probably not possible. Unless you have some magic in you.
Yeah.
But with our atmosphere going that fast, the oxygen probably just turns into plasma immediately.
Right.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
It's interesting to think about, though. And then also in 1986, this was in November, though, but above Alaska, a Japanese pilot, Captain Terachi.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I butcher any of these names. I don't speak Japanese.
Right.
But he was piloting a Boeing 747, which is like the fucking chungus of planes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, the big boy. And they were driving along above Alaska, and he said him and his crew say they saw this craft next to them, and they said it was so much bigger in comparison to the Boeing that it was like he barely felt like he was next to anything. Like it was so big. It
Yeah.
was like one of those little fish on the side of a whale.
Right.
He was the
Wow.
little fish, and there was this whale next to him.
Wow.
And there's like an account from like the whole crew, the flight engineer, co-pilot, all of them were talking about this.
Fuck that, bro.
Yeah. And
Something that big.
I
Fuck that.
know. And he reported rectangular arrays of, like they looked like they were glowing thrusters.
Damn.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. That
So
was
the
cool to look into.
big dog does use thrusters then.
Have to,
Interesting.
have to. Probably a weight you got to get to,
Well, yeah, it makes
and
sense.
like a speed. I bet that motherfucker, you're that big, you can't go that fast.
Yeah.
Might be able to like, you know,
Still fast as fuck to us, but
well, and also like warp to
yeah.
places. You move slow where you're at, but then you fucking
Yeah.
warp somewhere real quick.
Yeah.
uh, and then the next one is Varginha, but we already touched on that.
Yeah.
And the last one I have is the Phoenix Lights, man. You heard about the Phoenix Lights?
Uh-uh.
You've never heard about them?
Uh-uh.
Oh, dude. So I guess in 97, like the whole town of Phoenix saw these lights in the
Wow.
sky. And it was like this, it looked like a big boomerang shape of lights. I've got a little picture for you,
Yeah,
folks.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so this is from the History Channel. This is like, you can obviously see that one side's getting blocked from the shadow of this, but this is the first
Yeah.
little array. And then this is a better picture of all of them. And you can see it like
Damn.
cutting down to the other side. And they saw these lights just hovering over, and there's a video on YouTube. You can go and look into it. It's very compelling stuff.
Wow.
But a bunch of people saw it, along with the governor of Arizona, saw it at
Yeah.
the time, but made a mockery of it on national TV, which like fucking destroyed the whole. I'm sure he's told to, but still, it destroyed the whole credibility of anybody saying it was something other than flares. They were trying to say it was flares.
Players.
Those are pretty awesome flares, dude.
Yeah.
Fantastic flares.
Players that have directional ability.
I guess if we're calling aliens flares now, you're right.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, yeah.
flares.
Damn, that's insane though.
Isn't that crazy? And then there's a whole documentary about it. What the hell is it called? Oh, I'm gonna butcher the shit out of it. I don't know. There was this documentary slash movie about these kids that got abducted in the mountains, like right after that.
Wow.
Yeah. They were like, it was a good movie. I can't tell. They almost make it look like it's a found film horror
Yeah.
movie. They did a good
Oh,
job because
I like that.
there's found film from the people that were abducted from when they were abducted. The camera was left.
I love movies like that, like
It's
Blair
good.
Witch or fucking
Yeah.
what's the other one? Cloverfield.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Or VHS. You ever seen that? That
Uh-uh.
movie fucked with me.
Oh,
You should watch it.
fuck.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's a creepy concept. I need to look this up though. Phoenix Lights abduction. Thank you, Google. I think it's called the Phoenix Incident. Or is it the Phoenix Tapes? Oh, I think it's the Phoenix Tapes. Yeah, it says in 1997, 4 campers went missing during the infamous Phoenix Lights incident, and their bodies
Damn.
were never found. This is their
Damn.
last known footage. The campers' whereabouts are still unknown.
That's sick.
But now I'm wondering if this is fake or real.
Let's go somewhere and try and get abducted.
Let's do it. I know
Mhm.
where to go. We got to go to Keystone, Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah, and you got to pay Dr. Stephen Greer $2,500 each.
Yeah.
You can meet him.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You ever heard about that fucker?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, he sells you a trip to go see aliens that he invokes. He knows how to
Oh,
invoke aliens.
awesome.
I think he's saying demons really weird. That's a
Yeah.
weird way to say demons.
Yeah.
Aliens.
That's awesome, bro. He probably has like a Walmart radio that he just like presses a bunch of buttons on, flashes some lights in the sky.
He's got like one of those Wish fucking
Yeah.
laser pointers
Yeah.
up in the.
Right now I'm performing a Pythagorean theorem tremulum.
Yep. I have to do
Summons them.
cursive in the stars so they won't come.
Yeah. That's
Oh, I
awesome.
love it. Avery, what are
Yeah.
your final thoughts about aliens?
Final thoughts on this episode. I think it's insane. I think they are leaking this stuff as just another big part of the plan.
Yeah,
You're right on the money with, trying to unite everyone against a global threat
correct.
that
Yeah,
no one has ever seen any proof of, like right in their face, besides sightings and stuff. Uh, like I said, I don't believe in an infinite universe, so but my theories can still work right on in with the other theories too, so it's still
right.
super fun. Uh, yeah, um, it's crazy. I wish I would see some shit. I really
Me
do.
too. Yeah, me
Um,
too.
until they have a public display of an alien who's alive and wants to talk to us, I don't know. I'm
It
not too
remains
worried about it.
speculation.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it at all.
Yeah, it's a great point you made about wish you could see something. I'm in that same boat. I'm in that same boat with all of these fringe ideas.
Right.
To be like to be honest, like I wish I could see a fucking ghost, man.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wish I could see something that would make me believe in aliens.
Right.
You know, but I don't know. You know what I think it is? I think to the people that would actually affect change, they don't let you see shit.
Right.
They're like, no, they're too dangerous.
Yes, exactly.
They'd fight the demons.
Yes.
Yeah, pisses me
Fiery
off.
sword.
Yeah, goddamn right. I'll draw a sword from a rock like fucking King Arthur.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I
Hell
will.
yeah. Yeah. So something to look forward to. My dad wants to hop on sometime early August. I'll tell you the exact date.
Yeah, man, that would be fun. I'd love to have the wonderful and great Dr. Zane Newitt back on this pod.
Yes, sir. He heard us talk about Crowley and his brain clicked. He was like, I can do a whole episode on Crowley. I was like, sure
I
thing.
love it. I love that
Yeah.
he has some good knowledge about the occult
Yeah.
and especially occult ceremonial magic and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to have him back on. That'll be a good one, man.
Oh yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Hell yeah, man. Well, UFC fights tonight.
Ooh.
Bangers.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I better not stream those for free. I'm
There
not
you
gonna do
go.
that.
Yeah. Definitely don't go to methlabs.com and stream it.
Most certainly don't go to streameast.io. Don't go
Yeah.
there. Ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, I repeat.
Yeah. Dana White will get you.
Federal fucking prison. Are you that stupid?
I love that clip. He's like, and to the illegal streamers, we gotcha. We fucking gotcha. Everyone's like, ooh.
Who'd you get?
Yeah.
He probably means like businesses that are streaming it for their customers. He doesn't mean
Right.
me and Avery.
Right. Right.
Ah, what a
All
goofball.
right, big dog.
I love it. Avery, this was a good one, dude. It's
Yes,
always a
sir.
good time to chop it up with you.
Absolutely.
Um,
Fun topic.
yes, this is a fun one for sure. And this is going to be a never-ending topic. More information is
Yeah.
going to come out. There's going to be my opinion's probably going to change on it, I'm sure. I
Oh,
expect it
yeah.
to.
Oh,
Any
yeah.
reasonable man's opinion changes with new information.
Oh, yeah.
So I just can't wait to figure out what else we know.
Yes, sir.
And hopefully it's not all bullshit. That's the
I know.
hardest part about learning shit is most of it's bullshit.
I know it.
Well, Avery,
Yes, sir.
let's cut through the bullshit together.
Yep. Absolutely.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you listen this far, you're a blessed soul. And you're one of God's children.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll Ooh, look at that. Come on, bitches. Hop on the Patreon and get the sticker. Come on. That
Bam.
one's sick.
Yeah.
We're literally fireworks.
Yep.
Get on the goddamn Patreon.
Kerplow.
Get him, motherfucker. Sticker.
All right, bro. Love your ass.
I love you too, brother. Take care. Folks, 5 stars.
Yep.
You know how to do it.
Yep.
Love everybody.